I am not making this video because I want likes, comments, views, subscribers. I am making this video because I am tired of screaming into the void on Instagram, just reposting stuff to my stories and writing captions I know people aren't reading. Hi everyone, I am the Magic Moon Girl. So today we're going to be talking about gun violence, so if that is triggering to you in any way, go ahead and click off now. I don't want to trigger anyone. I will be back next week with a more lighthearted video. I had something planned, but I just couldn't not make this video this week. So, if talking about this is going to upset you, or if you find it upsets you halfway through the video, just go ahead and click off. It will not impact how I feel. I'm really, like I said in the beginning, not making this video for views. I feel like I'm screaming into the void, like no one is listening to me, and I need to talk to someone other than my parents about this. So here I am making this video talking to you guys. I'm not going to throw any statistics at you in this video. If you want to look at those statistics, you can go ahead and read them for yourself. I will put a link down below to some sort of statistic page on gun violence. There are some pretty comprehensive ones. Specifically, we're going to be talking today about mass shootings and hate crimes because my heart is just so heavy after the past 2 weeks we've had, after the past couple years we've had. I'm really feeling the effects of it, so I just wanted to sit down and talk to you guys. On Monday, I got in the car after dance and my mom told me there had been a mass shooting in a grocery store. And not only how heartbreaking that is, because it's again just attacking people at some place where they felt safe, they thought they were going to be going home that night, but it also really made me reflect on the past 4 years, 5 years specifically. I was saying on Monday to my mom after she told me this that, it's crazy that it's been 3 years since Parkland and nothing has changed. It's been over 20 years since Columbine and nothing has changed. Nothing has changed since Las Vegas or Pulse nightclub, 2 of the most deadly shootings in American history. Nothing has changed. And I think that's really what got to me. And I was saying this to her. I was saying nothing has changed. Because I remember at the end of my freshman year, 3 years ago, giving a speech to my classmates in English class about gun violence. And it was right after Parkland. It was on the exact date 2 years later after Orlando or Pulse nightclub. And I remember just feeling so raw and exposed then, and just sitting and just realizing that we have done nothing. Innocent people are dying and no one has done anything about it. Children are dying, and it's a preventable death. We know it is, because look at other countries. They have much stricter gun laws than in the US, and they don't have this problem. Their children are not being shot while they are at school. It's not legal in other countries to conceal carry your weapon into a daycare, but in the United States of America, you can conceal carry your gun into a daycare. Just think about that for a minute. There's no reason for that other than to exert your rights and your powers over someone else. So I'll say it again. Nothing has changed in the hate crimes that people commit using guns. Nothing is going to change. I received an email this morning from the New York Times in my inbox, and one of the things said that nothing is going to change because people do not feel strongly about gun violence to not vote for Republicans. Nothing has changed. I just got the Snapchat memory. 3 years ago, I went to New York City and I participated in the March for Our Lives. That changed nothing. And I'm not trying to be a cynic here, but I'm just trying to make you realize that policy any policy, even school policies since Parkland, have not changed. For the past 4 years, I have always been scared to go to school because my number one fear was, what if I get shot today? And this is the first year in a global pandemic that I don't feel unsafe because I am at home. I'm not at school. And now to feel like that when I go into the grocery store, when I go to a concert, to realize that you can't go anywhere and be safe. That is the hardest part about growing up in America as a white middle-class citizen who is very aware of her surroundings, is that you are not safe going out. And if people have guns in their homes, then you're not even safe in their homes. And I'm sure someone will tell me, as I've been told for the past 4 years, going to a school that has many people that are very, very steadfast in their conservative beliefs, especially their Second Amendment rights. They will say, you cannot infringe on my rights. That is my Second Amendment right. But you know what? In the Declaration of Independence, it says, I have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And the Second Amendment is getting in my way of life, of the pursuit of happiness, because how can I be happy if I am scared all of the time? And I am not the only one who is scared all of the time. And it's a real fear. You know, you're not stupid to be scared of this. Because I don't care what the numbers say, you just don't know anymore. And that's the scary part, is that statistics cannot predict it. And only after the fact do we investigate the individual, their motives, not before the fact. Because Colorado had a ban on AR-15s 10 days before. And he went into the store right after they lifted that ban, because the Supreme Court deemed that ban unconstitutional. Right after they lifted that ban, he went in, he bought a gun, and he went and he shot people at a grocery store. It only takes a span of 10 days for them to lift the ban. And then 6 days before the shooting, for him to go and buy the gun. Then on the day of the shooting, all it takes is for him to walk in with his automatic rifle and kill people. And you know what? I'm not saying that you should live your life in fear, but if you're not scared out of your mind by this, you should be. I'm not saying that it should prohibit you from living, because if you let fear prohibit you from living, you would never drive, you would never go out on a plane, you would never get in the ocean. But if the thought never comes to mind, then you should be scared. On Tuesday night, right after the national news, I was watching Inside Edition with my dad. And you know what special they had on Tuesday night? They had about a 5-minute long segment about what to do if you're ever in a grocery store and someone starts shooting. That means that they know it's going to happen again. They know it's not the last time someone is going to go into a grocery store and shoot people. And they felt that they could predict it so strongly that they had a special on what to do if it happens when you're in the store. I can't even imagine being the writer of that, being the producer of that, being the person that said, let's do this segment. And it's not preposterous to me, but it hit me, and it hit me so hard. And it really occurred to me that it's gotten to the point where that's in demand. We have TV specials about what to do if it's ever you. We're expecting our teachers to act for us as human shields, and none of it is okay. This is so screwed up. How can you not say that? And then, people will spew these lies out like, Less guns does not mean less gun violence. Yes, it does. Look at the statistics of other countries. They don't have the gun violence like we do. They have the mental health issues, but they do not have the gun violence. I don't know how you raise children here and you don't feel scared all of the time. How do you do that? How do you send your kids to school and not be scared? How'd you go to the grocery store and not be scared? Because nothing has changed. And I know I've said that a lot in this video, but those are really the only words that make sense to me. That's the only thing that my brain can process, is that nothing has changed. I said I wasn't going to give you guys any statistics, but one of my statistics is that more than 100 people die every day because of gun violence. In America. Not in the world, in America. More than 100 people die because of gun violence. That is 100 lives that could have been saved, whether it was mass shootings or just murders with guns or suicide with guns or accidents with guns. All of those deaths could be prevented every day. And I think that's the hardest part, is that all of this is preventable. We don't need to live in fear, but we have to. I am always on high alert in public. I am always looking for someone who looks suspicious. I am always looking for the exit door. I am 18 years old, and every time I go into public, I am paranoid, I am scared, and it's not irrational. Because this could happen to anyone, at any time, and you don't see it coming. Because if you did, you wouldn't be in the grocery store, you wouldn't be at school, you would be home. In a year from now, I want to look back at this video and say something has changed. We changed something because we finally realized that it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. The lives it takes is not worth the right. We're not even talking about really giving up guns entirely as a country. We're talking about stricter background checks, delayed purchase of guns, keeping them in a safe place where your children cannot reach them. This is not revolutionary. It is not some liberal agenda to take all of your guns away. It is simply saying we could prevent this. A lot of it, at least. With just some stricter rules. If you're still here, thank you for listening to me. Thank you for sitting, and I hope that this either made you feel like there is someone else out there that feels the same way you do, or that this video made you think. And the only thing I can ask you to do is, next time you go and you vote for Congress, for your state, for your local representatives, for the president, it doesn't matter. When you go to vote, think about it. Do you want to live in a country where you are scared that you or your child or someone you love could be one of the 100 Americans every day that die of gun violence? You don't have to have a gun in your house to be part of that statistic, because things happen. People go into grocery stores and they kill people. People go into schools and they kill people, and they go into nightclubs and they kill people, and they go to concerts and they kill people. And it's all just too much. We are living through a global pandemic, and to die of gun violence, to die because you are a certain race, to die because you are in the wrong place at the wrong time, that's not right. No one should have to die because we can't put a couple of rules in place. You know, as Americans, we need to pull together and we need to do something about this. This needs to be one of your top reasons that you vote for a candidate anymore. I don't care if you are a Democrat or a Republican. look at their NRA rating. If it's anything but an F, you shouldn't vote for them. Because this is the country that we live in. This is the country that our children will live in. It's the country that our brothers and our sisters and our friends and our parents live in. So if you don't do it for yourself, do it for someone that you love. Do it for someone who is scared to go to school, whether it is a teacher or a student. Someone who is scared to go to the grocery store. We need to start voting like our lives depend on it, because they do. Your vote matters. It matters to me. So I hope that you will consider how a candidate stands when you vote for them the next time you vote. Because you can sign all of the petitions that you want. I have signed so many petitions, but they don't do all that much. Voting does something. It changes the people in Congress. It changes the people in the White House. It changes the people at the state level, at the local level. It changes who is in charge of the laws. So yeah, vote like your life depends on it, because it does. Vote like your life depends on it, because in America it does. I think that's all for this week, you guys. I'm sorry that this was not a more positive video. Like I said, I couldn't even comprehend not filming this video. But I will be back next week with something a little bit more uplifting. Otherwise, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Stay well, stay safe. I love you all. Bye.